Chapter 25 is officially out, and before diving in, I have to admit, I expected more. The chapter is good, but the release pace is killing me. The issue isn't the pacing inside the story, but rather how slowly we get new chapters. And when not much actually happens, the wait feels even longer. But what can we do? That's the eternal struggle of reading ongoing manga. Anyway, let's go over what did happen. The chapter opens with Team 10 and Konohamaru releasing Moegi. A soul thorn bulb is inserted into the tree, and it disappears. I liked the brief eye contact between Moegi and Konohamaru, especially now that we know Shinju, in some sense, reflects the true nature of their targets. This raises a question. How will the other captured shinobi, the ones who didn't turn into humanoid Shinju, be freed since they don't have a soul thorn bulb? My guess is they'll be released once Jura is defeated. But it might also connect to the tree in the Shinju dimension where the bulbs are cultivated. That in turn makes me wonder about the tree's relationship with Jura as a whole, and in which dimension they're actually located. I'm betting this detail will be very important later. We also learn that Gaara and Shinki have been freed. I see this as a perfect chance to expand Shinki's role, bring the Sand Village more into the story, and flesh out the broader world beyond Konoha. The scene then shifts to Sarada and Sumire, who talk for 18 whole pages. Honestly, not much happens here. The two apologize and make up. Sarada finally admits her feelings for Boruto, something she had been suppressing all this time. It's a big moment, since she says it out loud after years of build-up. Still, it feels odd that she claims she had no interest in Boruto back then, when we see that isn't the case as early as chapter 10. Next, we switch to Himawari. She's meditating, or rather, training with Kurama in her mental realm. This is a very cool idea and execution, and it makes perfect sense. Kurama teaches her about the importance of chakra control, but what's interesting here is just how much emphasis is being placed on it. The avid fans are aware of that, but I think just how important chakra control is was lost on most Naruto fans. After all, chakra is literally a universal energy that can allow the user to do pretty much everything. Kurama also stresses again that Himawari is no longer a Jinchuriki, but more akin to a Biju herself, like him and Jura. This was already pretty clear from previous chapters, given her Biju-like properties without a formal transformation, but it's nice to get another firmer confirmation to avoid confusion. Their training is cut short when Kurama decides to take a nap. I see this as a pretty big indication that Kurama is nowhere near his past powers if his size wasn't an indication enough. Meanwhile, Boruto is keeping track of Himawari, though he hasn't approached her yet. I hope we see that reunion soon, but probably not for a while. Instead, Boruto heads into his own inner realm, and unexpectedly, he's the one who initiates contact with Momoshiki. This marks Momoshiki's first appearance in Two Blue Vortex, and his first appearance over 2 years. First thing to note, their inner realm looks identical to the place where Momoshiki was defeated. Does the inner realm look like that because that's where Momoshiki dies in real life, or did he already implant karma on Boruto inside it in the first place? Let me know what you think, but I personally believe it's the former. Boruto and Momoshiki's conversation is fascinating. Boruto is as snarky as ever, while Momoshiki seems different. He admits he's despairing, bored, and even regrets saving Boruto since he can't reincarnate or take over his body. I doubt the latter is true, but the boredom feels real. It's been years since he's had any control, so death might almost seem preferable. Then Boruto does something wild. He offers Momoshiki the opportunity he's been waiting for. If Momoshiki helps him defeat Jura, Boruto will let him have his body. That's a lot to unpack. First, this shows Boruto has Momoshiki's strength in high regard, unlike much of the fanbase and their ever-increasing ass power scaling takes. Second, the dynamic mirrors Sasuke and Orochimaru. Sasuke too once offered his body to Orochimaru in exchange for power against Itachi, but betrayed him in the end. I think Boruto plans the same. However, I don't think we'll see a similar situation play out in the same manner twice, so I can easily say Boruto will regret this, and this time it's Momoshiki who will have the last laugh. And this could very well connect to the infamous opening flash forward, Boruto versus Kawaki. The more Boruto aligns with Momoshiki, even temporarily, the more Kawaki's paranoia and actions make sense. It gives validity to his mentality and to extent his action. It also adds layers to their eventual clash, making the story far more intriguing. The chapter closes with Sarada and Sumire saying Boruto has no idea how they feel about him. But I think he does. In fact, I think he knows much more, not just about their feelings, but about their futures. That wraps up chapter 25. It was more of a setup than a payoff, but there are big seeds being planted. Hopefully, the next chapter delivers more development. See you then.